Power of imagination, and imagine a cool breeze. There is something going on with the transformers. We don't know when it will be fixed. It is in the process of being fixed, and you might have noticed all the lights in the room flickering and all that. That is the problem with that. Just a lot of some kind of a voltage problem. Then one more announcement. Guru Pur All India Movement for Seva, Pujya Swamiji's Seva Abhiyan, and it is we have many such Chhatralayas, more than 100 in all small districts of India, and this was necessitated because there is a lot of dropout rate for children in the schools, because the schools are situated very far away from the homes of the children, and between the school and the home, what is there? Wild animals sometimes. Snakes, scorpions, and bears, lions, tigers, cheetahs. So therefore, Pujya Swamiji, one lady requested, because Pujya Swamiji was touring these areas and wondered why the children are dropping out. We did not know the reason. Why are they dropping out? So one lady said, you should build a home near the school. Then we will put our children there. They can come home in the weekend or during the holidays, but the rest of the time we will be there. They will be there, looked after. So like this became a very good impetus for Swamiji to embark on this Chhatralaya program. And one such Chhatralaya is in our backyard, half an hour from here, Haridwar, and a trip has been planned. And you can look at the WhatsApp group for this course, and there it has been outlined. So I think after lunch or some time like that, who is coordinating that trip? No one is coordinating. Arey baap re. Okay. So somebody should coordinate. Who is going? Raise you. Jaspir is coordinating. Okay. Talk to Jaspir and see. Otherwise you coordinate, or you coordinate with him. Okay. And so they will give you samosas and chai, and then you will take a tour of the facilities. You will meet with the children, and they are just adorable, and the children will make little cards for you, thanking you that you have come and all these things. They will make little drawings, and they will also sing something, chant something. It will be a very pleasant afternoon, evening. So that is the Chhatralaya trip. Okay. So those who are not going, I want you to work with Nivedita on the 9th evening. Nivedita, stand up. Yeah. So please give your names to her, and we need several things done. We need we need this lovely photo to be taken to lecture hall, and a nice Pujya Swamiji altar made there on the stage, and where Paduka Puja will be done. You can sit down. Padukas are in the office, and for a small fee they will tell you where they are, and they let you take them to the lecture hall. So the padukas means the silver footwear of Pujya Swamiji is kept there, and that has to be taken. That's two things already. That has to be kept in the plate in which it comes in front of the in front of this photo. And then we have to, the other thing to do is that there is a big kind of a vessel with a pouring thing, and like for Lord Shiva, we have to find out where it is. So number 3, Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्ययसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्थस्य केशव स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किं प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभं नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायं कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Enough. Yeah. That's a different topic, that's why. This much is the Jnani Lakshana, which we are in the middle of it. So we saw yesterday the beautiful example of the turtle. Yeah. And what does the turtle do? It withdraws its limbs at will. That is the thing. The impetus of it is not the issue. Withdrawing the limbs at will, that is the issue. At least this one you close. Oh, it's on that side. Okay. Never mind, open them. They are going away. Okay. Om Namah Shivaya. So, we saw that it withdraws at will, and similarly, what does the Jnani do? Withdraw the sense organs from contacting the sense objects at will. Meaning, the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects for most people in samsaras is what? There is no awareness. And before you know it, the desire has encircled one like seaweed in the ocean of samsara. So there is no awareness. Oh, why do I want this suddenly? Oh, okay, I saw an advertisement for that. Later on, one recalls. Later on, one recalls that there was an advertisement, a very clever advertisement. The advertisements are very, very clever. They are very invisible and small and clever, and different ways in which the companies use their skills to make you buy their products. I told you, the supermarket, you just say, I want some milk. I'm just going to get some milk and come out. And where is the milk kept? Very far back, so you have to walk all over, and before you know it, you have purchased everything else except the milk. This is what happens. And another example of that is that there is a subtle subliminal conditioning that happens. And they have done research. In these, again, aforementioned supermarkets, you know what happens in the supermarket? There is some music playing, and the music is not loud, it is very subtle music. And they have analyzed, and the music you don't even notice. You don't notice the music at all, somewhere in the background, and you don't know the words they are saying, you don't know anything. You are just going about your day, you think you are in charge, you are purchasing things and putting them in your basket or cart, but actually that music is designed to make you buy more things. How? It's called subliminal conditioning. The conditioning is happening somewhere within the recesses of the mind and the brain where you are not aware of it. You see how the sense organs and the sense objects are made to contact one another without our awareness. Without our awareness. So, and sometimes sad songs are played, subtle sad songs. Hearing that, what do you feel? Being an empath, you also feel not very good. And then you look in the rows and rows of things here. And suddenly what happens? The conditioning that if I buy this, I'll feel happier. If I eat this, I'll feel happier. Somehow that conditioning comes in. So, usually the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects is an affair that is not mindful at all. It just happens. I don't even know how it happens. Suddenly I have a longing. I have to have this. Why do I have to have this? Later on you'll say, okay, I looked at an advertisement, or somebody spoke of this, or somebody else was eating bonda, and suddenly what I wanted? Bonda. I wanted bonda because somebody else was eating it. So like this, the triggers are not noticed. But in a jnani, all the subtle ways in which the sense organs and the sense objects are in contact are mindfully noticed by the jnani, because the jnani has trained himself into seeing the connection between the sense object and the sense organ. So, when I have an objective connection, I see a tree there. Very nice tree, wonderful tree. I can appreciate the tree. Why? Because there is no want connected to that tree. I don't have a personal agenda for the tree to be a certain way. I don't want it to be something. I don't want it only to be in my backyard. Why is it in the ashram backyard? I don't have any such questions. So I can appreciate the tree. But as soon as the tree starts to have something in it that I want, i.e. jamuns, Nobody else should have it, only I should have it. Then the whole time I will be focused on the tree. Hey, who's harvesting? It's all mine. You see how there is the subjective connection to the world of objects and the objective connection to the world of objects. So for the jnani, the subjective connection to the whole jagat of objects is transformed into what? Objective connection. It simply is there. It is beautiful, yes, because it is Bhagavan's world and Bhagavan's world is orderly and beautiful. So this too is very beautiful, no problem. The subjective connection is gone because the jnani has, because of the training, the tapas of the jnani and also the jnanam of the jnani have eliminated the desires for most of the things, and so none of the things become an intensive, attract an intensive pull of the sense organs. So therefore, it is easy in the face of some difficulty. Let's say there is somebody is pressuring the jnani, you must come, you must do this with me. And then what will the jnani do? Withdraw the limbs. No, thank you, not doing this today, not wanting this today. And so the jnani does this automatically, and for the jnani wannabe, what should happen? Deliberate sadhana should happen. Avoid the things that are addictive. Simple. Avoid them. Don't go after them. Just avoid them. Avoid contact with them. And so this is how one slowly learns to have more of a mindful connection, to be mindful of the connection between the sense organs and the sense objects, so that everything is not on autopilot. This is very, very important. So we saw that yesterday, and then tasya prajna pratisthita. Then the next one, important, two verses are very important. So the 58th verse is complete. Introducing the 59th verse, Adi Shankara says, Tatra Vishayan Anaharate Aturasya Api Indriyani Nivartante Kurmangani Iva Samhiyante Natu Tad Vishayah Ragah Sakatham Samhriyate Iti Uchyate. Adi Shankara gives an interesting scenario. Let us say there is a patient. And what is this patient? Very impatient. So this patient, let us say, is a heart patient. Has a lot of, what is that called? Calculi build up in the arteries. And then whatever that they cleaned the pipes out, and then the doctor said, please do not eat bondas, since we are already on the topic. No vadas, no bondas, no fried papad for you, no fried things for you, because all the fried things, where are they going and sitting? Inside the arteries. So instead of the arteries flowing with blood, they are flowing oil. So therefore, you should refrain from all of them. Now the patient has got a scare, correct? OMG. And then I don't know how they calculate the percentage, because there are only so many arteries in the heart. So they'll calculate the percentage. 90% block, 60% block, 40% block. So something, let's say this patient was told 70% block. And we have put some stents, some kind of like a balloon stent, so that it doesn't remove all the deposits, but what does it do? The fatty cholesterol deposits it doesn't remove. What does it do? Push it back to the walls, so that the blood can, instead of drip, 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 so that the blood can flow. So it's not gone, it's still there, but you have got a new lease of life, that's all one can be thankful about. But then the doctor says you have to be very careful. You must not eat all these fatty things. And the patient who has got a scare of the life, what will the patient say? Yes, doctor, yes. And then so each time the person meets a donut, very difficult not to say namaste to the donut, very difficult not to say hi to the vada, very difficult to say bye-bye to the bonda. But still the patient manages. Why? Because everybody wants to live. Very few people will say, doesn't matter, let me die with the bonda on my lips. Nobody says that. Except maybe in the movies, which movie was that? It's forgot, some old classic movies. When I am dead, don't bury me at all. Just pickle my bones in alcohol. This man says. Mary Poppins or My Fair Lady or one of them, I forgot which one. I always get confused between the two things, two movies. So what does this person say? This person is told, if you keep drinking, you will die. And what does he say? He sings, when I am dead, don't bother to bury me. And as a last offering, pickle me in alcohol. So I'm not going, in other words, I'm not going to give up alcohol even if the body has to be given up. That is the idea. Very few people will be like that. Usually what will people say, oh my God, I have got a scare. I'm never going to even look at the bonda in the eye. No more vadas, no more bondas, no more anything, no more, what are those, these things called? The potatoes cut long and fried. French fries, yeah. French fries. No more French fries. And why? Because my heart, the arteries themselves are fried, therefore I have to refrain from all of them. And the person may not have had much of a experience in titiksha, but gains the experience and grows up, and then what does the person do? Never looks at all these things. Is that person a jnani? No. Why? The longing for them remains. I may say I'll never look at a bonda in my life, but then bonda keeps coming into the mind. All kinds of ishta bonda, like ishta devatas, I keep seeing night and day. I may not indulge in the bonda, but mentally I am not away from the bonda. I am not able to let go of the longing. And so this is pointed out because anybody with the grit of will can overcome the longing, can overcome the indulgence, but the longing still remains in the heart. So one can give up. One can say, I am going to give up, I am not going to eat today. And one can give up, but the thought of food remains. One can stop talking, another tapas, but the desire to talk remains. And so, like this. So, tatra vishayan anaharate aturasya. Atura means the one who is afflicted, a patient. Patient with a disease is called atura. Aturasya, sixth case, for this aturaha, indriyani nivartante. So, with great difficulty, the indriyas are corralled, tied up, locked up and kept in one place by the grit of the person's determination. Kurmangani, you can even compare it to the aforementioned tortoise, turtle, samhriyate. And then the organs, the sense organs have withdrawn, but natu tad vishayaha ragaha. Vishayasya raga, the desire for those things has not been healed. Has not been healed. Sa katham samhriyate, because the desire to enjoy bonda is still there. So how to overcome that desire? This is for the sadhakas. Is explained in the next verse. What is that? Vishayaha vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. For the embodied one, Vishaya niraharasya, for the one who is not indulging. Ahara here doesn't mean food, but any kind of indulgence. For the one who is keeping away from the objects of the senses which are harmful to them because of sickness, etc. Vishayaha vinivartante. Then the senses do not indulge in the objects. What happens to them? They come back. The Vishayas are not there. The Vishayas are not there means what? Not contacting the sense organs. The sense organs have been trained by the patient and by maybe even a sadhaka, mumukshu, who is wanting to go on this path, is training oneself to not have certain things and keep them at bay. And the training is complete. Why? Because success. I have bonda siddhi, meaning I am not eating bonda. 6 months I have left bonda, vada, all those things. But then where is the longing? Not very far away. Bonda is far away. The longing for the bonda is there. This is what is explained in the next line. Rasavarjam rasaha api asya. Rasavarjam means even though it's not being indulged in, rasaha, the taste for them is very much there. So here is the sadhaka, or like a patient who is told not to eat sugar, not to eat oily things, is able to overcome the indulgence into oily things or sugary things, but still has not healed from the longing. Similarly, the sadhaka is also like that. The sadhaka may give up this, that and all the other things. But the sadhaka is also not healed from what? Longing. Sadhaka is not healed from the longing, and so therefore, what to do now? The longing is still there. I can mimic a turtle, I can go like this, but the longing is still there in the heart. When will you come to me, O Bonda? Ode to Bonda. I am composing poems and songs in the name of Bonda. Oh, you Vada, when will you be mine? These kinds of longings are there. When will that longing go? And a very ingenious advice by Lord Krishna, param drishtva nivartate. Param drishtva means when the mind is focused on Brahman completely, the longing goes away. It's just like how we have led our lives. Think about the baby, and what does the baby need? Baby needs mother all the time. And if the mother even goes 5 minutes away somewhere, goes to the bathroom, baby cries, separation anxiety. Then what do the parents do? Give it one blanket. Okay, small blanket. What is that called? Security blanket. And in India, the security blanket is an old sari of the mother. That is the security blanket for Indian children. And so this security blanket is carried everywhere, and then the mother has a hard time even washing it. The child will not give it up even for 1 day, half a day, to even 2 hours to wash it. The child will say, no, this is what it is. So one hand security blanket, the other along with the thumb in the mouth. The child feels secure. Then what happens is that as the child grows up, security blanket is replaced with teddy bear or any other stuffed toy. And the stuffed toy is outgrown. Then you have cars, dolls, marbles, whatever Lego sets as one is growing up. Then the final replacement is the smartphone in young adulthood. Oh, that nobody outgrows. At least I have not seen anyone outgrowing that. So just as in order to take something from a child, you give it something bigger, and then it transfers the obsession onto the next thing, and that thing becomes the most important thing right now to indulge in and to have. And when that is outgrown or left behind, it is not just left behind, it is left behind only something bigger and better and more relevant to the child's age group is found. That is what is found, and that is why it is indulged in. And so therefore this is something which we have done all our life. What have we done? We have kept indulging in newer and newer objects, shinier and newer objects, to replace the addiction from before. And now what do we have? Addiction to smartphone. That is what we have. So therefore, when will this addiction or the desire or the longing for that particular thing, when will it go? If you ask the question, when the next big thing is found. Which is the biggest thing? Brahman. Brahman is the biggest thing. Brihi vriddhau. The dhatu brih is means to be big, limitlessly big. So here is a hack for all the addictions and not the unmanageable sense organs which are addicted to the sense object. The hack is to focus on Brahman. The biggest thing and the best thing there is, it is Param. Param means there is nothing beyond it. It is the ultimate reality. It is the truth of myself. And when I force myself, if I have to focus on that alone beyond anything else, then the longing for all these small things will definitely drop off, like even a child graduating from teddy bear to car, teddy bear to doll, or from security blanket to teddy bear. Just like that, when I have graduated to pursue and delight and focus only on Brahman, then the longing for these things will go away. One person said to me, I was just a regular person when I studied Vedanta, before I studied Vedanta. I had some creature comforts, I had some things that I like to do, go shopping and coffee with my friends after my work, and go do that. And sometimes I used to go to their houses, they used to come to my house, and then we used to have a get together. It was all very, very pleasant. Sometimes with my family I used to go see a movie. And now none of those things appeal to me. And the person had a sad face. I said, but this is very good. That means you are growing out of movie madness, what else, restaurant madness, movie madness, and then friend madness, party madness. You are growing out of it. That's wonderful. Yeah, I am no longer interested in all those things. But I am not that much interested in Vedanta either. Betwixt and between. This is what is called Ubhaya Bhrashta. And many people come to the wrong conclusion. They say, okay, I am not going to be interested in Vedanta, and then I have to give that up all. No. So what to do? Give up Vedanta. Simple. Very easy. Leave the course. Give up Vedanta, because this is what is causing the problem. You see, this is how the person thinks. Before Vedanta, I was unhappily happy. Okay. Now, after Vedanta, I am what? Unhappily unhappy. So, therefore, what should I do? Give up Vedanta. This is not a solution. If that is the solution, it's like a person with a migraine going to the doctor. Doctor, doctor, my head hurts a lot, I am sick of it. How many analgesics to pop in, how many pills to take, I have such bad migraines, I have such bad headache all the time, please help. And the doctor says, yes, I am making the operation room ready. Operation? What? For a headache? I need an operation? Yes. What are you going to do? Cut off your head. Why? No more head, no more headache. Okay. Giving up Vedanta is like cutting off your head. No more head, no more headache. This is not the correct thing. The correct thing to do is to understand that the reason why Vedanta is not growing onto you, why you are not growing into Vedanta, even though the longing for this is dropping, the pursuits are dropping. Pursuits are dropping because we keep you busy here from morning to night. Yeah. If every day was Wednesday, let's see how many pursuits will drop. So, the pursuits are dropping, but then the desire for Vedanta is not being stoked. Like a dying fire, it's like a flickering mumuksha, tiny jigyasa, always hijacked by feelings and longings and all these nonsensical things. What to do? This is a, serious proposition. This is a difficult time. It's a sandhi. Sandhi means you have got out of something almost, but you are not able to get into the thing that you are supposed to get into. So therefore, lot of prayers, lot of japa, and then titiksha, perseverance. This doesn't mean Vedanta did not work just because you are not interested in it. You are not interested in it because the longing for the bonda, vada and all the nonsensical sense objects has overtaken the desire for Vedanta. You are grieving, you are mourning, you are burying all the vadas, you are cremating the bondas, and therefore, because of that grief, you cannot come to Brahman fully, come to Vedanta Shastra, come to Atma Bodha fully, because there is a catch. Because not only is there grief, but there is the feeling that Vedanta is taking away my creature pleasures. Because of this, because of you, I have to give up all these things? No, thank you, Ahankara says. This Ahankara has to be managed. Has to be managed by putting the Ahankara on a diet of Brahman. What do you do first thing in the morning? Brahman. What's for breakfast? What's for lunch? What's for dinner? Brahman. What's for dessert? Brahman, of course. And when you are strict with yourself, because this is a tapas. The Brahma Jnanam is a tapas. Shravanam is a tapas. Mananam, Nididhyasanam is a tapas. So even though all the restaurants in Rishikesh are calling loudly, and then you start to see signs also. One restaurant you are missing. Somebody told me this, not in Rishikesh but somewhere else. And what was the name of that restaurant? To something it was called. Samsara was the name of the restaurant. Samsara was the name of the restaurant, and this person, a newbie Vedantin, was missing going to that place and having something that not lunch or dinner but something, charts, all kinds of charts, some kind of finger foods, which this restaurant was famous for. Samsar it was called, not Samsara. And then what happened? So they are studying Vedanta, and then in the text the word samsara comes. Naturally, because it's Vedanta Shastra, we deal in overcoming samsara. So in that context the word samsara comes, and she comes to me and says, is this a sign from God that I should go there? I said, God has better things to do, than to give you these kinds of signs. When the longing is there, the signs naturally come. Oh, I am supposed to do this. Why? Because a jamun fell. Jamuns are falling all the time. Jamun fell. What does that mean? I have to take the day off. What's the connection? I don't know, but that's what I feel. I was wondering whether I should take the day off from all classes and have a staycation. A vacation is when you go away. A staycation is when you sit in your room and pretend you're not there. Okay? So, I need a staycation, and then I was thinking, should I take a staycation? And a jamun fell. Then immediately I fell upon the idea saying, yeah, this means I should refrain from Vedanta for 3 days. I'll take, all kinds of fasts are being talked about. Cyber Vrata, cyber fast, retail fast, and then what else, food fast. Why not Vedanta fast? Yeah, not so fast. But anyhow, so why don't you interpret the fall of this fruit as a no? Let's say you're thinking, okay, I should just not attend classes for 3 days. And then fruit fell. Why don't you say, oh, that means God is saying no? You can't interpret the nimittas. Nimittas means all these kinds of signs based along with your ragadveshas. Based on your ragadveshas, it is unfair to interpret them. So therefore what? Stick to Vedanta even if it is the least thing that you want to do. The last thing that you want to do is to sit in the class. The last thing you want to do is to study. So many things are calling, so many things appear to be more important. This is the time not to leave. This is the time to pray for titiksha. This is the time to override whatever is happening, all the confusion, the tumult, the ups and downs, and the Kurukshetra war between Vedanta, study, and sense objects, longing. The two are having it out. Of course, Vedanta will win if you let it. Things will happen like this, but you have to stay focused. Stay focused, and that is what is being said here. Param drishtva nivartate. And then Bhashya is interesting. Yadyapi Vishaya upalakshitani Vishaya shabdavachyani Indriyani Athava Vishayaha eva Niraharasya Anahriyamana Vishayasya Kashte tapasi sthitasya Murkhasya api vinivartante. Yadyapi means although the Vishayas, sense objects, or sense objects here should be construed as senses. Vishaya, that's what he says. Vishaya upalakshitani Vishaya shabda vachyani indriyani eva. One meaning he gives is that the Vishaya is sense organs. Why not sense objects? Because Vishayas are there for what? Sense organs. So therefore directly we take it as sense organs, or you can take it as Vishaya, what is that? Objects, both are okay. Vinivartante, Indriyani, Anahriyamanasya, for the person who is abstaining from indulgence, these Vishayas, the Indriyas come back from the Vishayas. How? Kashtes tapasi sthitasya, for this person who is having a little meltdown. Oh my God, how am I going to continue? Why did I sign up for a 3-year course? Yeah, 3 months should have been plenty enough. And so this kind of a person who is in difficulty, and what does the Adi Shankara say? Murkhasya. Murkhasya means the foolish one. The foolish one, aviveki. Aviveki, ignorant one. The ignorant one who is what? Dehavataha. Dehaha aham iti buddhi. Buddhiman. The one who is got the feeling I am as good as the body. Rasavarjaha. Rasaha ragaha vishayeshu yam tam varjayitva. Means the person undergoing severe austerities comes back without indulging in the sense objects, but the enjoyment, longing still remains. Rasa Shabdah Rage Prasiddha. He gives a little commentary here. Rasa means raga. The first rasa, rasavarjam, rasopyasya. Rasa here means desire. So, rasa means essence, but rasa is also means attachment. Swarasena pravrittaha rasagyaha ityadi darshanat. In some place, I don't know where that quote is from, he has not said. So, must be somewhere, we have to look it up. So, ityadi darshanat, when we see such expressions, rasa should be seen as desire. Saha api ranjana rupaha rasaha sukshmaha asya yate param paramartha tattvam brahma drishtva upalabhya ahameva tat iti vartamanasya nivartate nirbijam vishaya vijnanam sampadyate. So even this raga for the things, which is what sukshma, that's why we don't see that there is a connection between the person who has the raga and the longing for the sense objects. One does not quickly see that, because sukshmasya, for this subtle connection, yatehe, for this person, yati, param means paramartha tattvam brahma. Having understood Brahma, drishtva, upalabhya, understood. Understood how? Ahameva tat iti. I am indeed that. The one who knows Brahman as I, iti vartamanasya, for the one who abides in this kind of a knowledge, nivartate. Nivartate means all the longings go away. Adi Shankara supplies, nirbijam vishaya vijnanam sampadyate. So gets the objective, an objective relationship into the what is that called, into the sense objects. Before, what did he or she have? Subjective relationship because of the longing. Now the longings are gone because of Brahmajnanam, so the Vishaya remains. You cannot get rid of all the Vadas in the whole world just because you have to stay away from them. Vadas will remain. They will parade in front of your nose also, parade in front of your face. But for you, now you have healed yourself of the longing by how? By Brahmajnanam, by understanding yourself as everything. So you don't need anything to fulfill you. You have healed yourself of that longing, and then what happens? You get nirbijam. There is no seed to sprout. The longing is also not in form of a subtle seed which sprouts into a desire. So therefore one gets objective knowledge of the sensory objects. The subtle subjective knowledge gets erased. Na asati samyak darshane rasasya uchchedah. The whole idea is what? When the asati samyak darshane, when the proper understanding is absent. Samyak darshane asati, sati saptami construction. It's not the seventh case, it's the absolute locative construction, meaning in the presence of this, that happens. So when the, what is the condition here? When the samyak darshana, the proper comprehension and the abidance of the truth of myself is not there, asati, then rasasya uchchedah. So when that is not there, na rasasya, the na should go with rasasya. Na rasasya uchchedah. So then the longing cannot be, uchcheda means to bring out, root out. It cannot, the longing cannot be uprooted when there is no Vedanta. You can just have physical and mental strength and stay away from things, but for the longing to go, what do you need? Vedanta is what is needed. Tasmat samya darshanatmika darshanatmikayaha prajnayaha stairyam kartavyam. Therefore, steadfastness to Vedanta is advised. The samyak darshanatmikayaha of that knowledge, prajnayaha, which leads to samyak darshanam, proper understanding, sthairyam kartavyam. One has to follow it steadfastly, so that the right perception, the right understanding is gained. Samyak darshana lakshana prajnasya sthairyam chikirshata adau indriyani svavashe sthapayitavyani yasmat tad anavasthapane dosham aha. Again a warning is given. The sadhaka who wishes to root themselves in Brahman, in the steady knowledge of Brahman, which gives the right perception and the right understanding, characterized by the right understanding, samyak darshana lakshana, what should they do? Should bring all the sense organs into discipline. They have to first discipline the sense organs. So chikirshata means kartum ichhata. So the one who desires, adau, right in the beginning, indriyani svavashe sthapayitavyani. Please discipline the sense organs right at the start. Yasmat, because tad anavasthapane dosham. If that is not there, what will happen is given in the 60th verse. Yatatah api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitah. Yatatah, the one who is striving for what? What is one striving for? Moksha. Even though one is striving for moksha, O Arjuna, O Kunti Putra, He Kaunteya, and who is this person? Vipaschitah. Vipaschitah means the person who has viveka, viveki, vivekinaha. So the people who have viveka, even though they are striving in the right direction for moksha, then what happens? Indriyani Pramadhini. Pramadhini means these sense organs are bad boys or bad girls. What do? They make mistakes. They make mistakes, and if they are not disciplined, what will happen? They will go after the sense objects, and Vedanta goes on the side somewhere. Vedanta cannot become a side dish. It has to be main dish. It has to be khichdi, main dish, okay? Yeah, kadi, sabji and all little bit on the side. It has to be the absolute main dish. And so therefore, if it is sidelined, then it will not bless. So you see, the two pakshas are taken, one on the side, one describing the individual, and who is this individual? Please put on some lights if you can. Suddenly it has become dark. Yeah. So, one side describes the individual, and who is this individual? He or she does not have viveka. What do they have? A strong discipline. Mind over matter. What is mind over matter? If you don't mind, it does not matter. Okay, so the person exercises mind over matter, disciplines the organs of the senses, and then stays away from the sensory addictions, whatever objects that are there. On the one hand, we have such a person. And what does Adi Shankara say about him or her? Murkha, aviveki. Why? Because that tapas is not accompanied by Atmajnanam. So, even though there is tapas, the longing remains, and the longing leads to slipping from that path and then falling in a vat of desires, going glub, 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 drowning in the desires. You see, this is the first kind of individual. What is missing? Samyak darshanam. Jnanam is not there. Even pursuit of jnanam is not there, just sitting there doing some sadhana without understanding what is the sadhya. That is the first person. Not understanding what is sadhya. The sadhana alone is done, Meaning, it's like wearing a suit and staying at home. The person asks, oh, you're going out? No. Oh, you're having a function at home? No. It's 9 o'clock at night. Why are you wearing a suit? Just like that. So all the tapas is for what? All the mental clearing, all the things that need to be brought under discipline is for what? It's a preparation for knowledge. If you just adorn yourself with karma yoga, with tapas and no jnanam, it's like wearing a expensive sari and staying at home. No use. All dressed up with no place to go. That is what is the expression. So on the one hand, in the previous verse, that kind of an individual is discussed. And we find them all over Rishikesh. You go to any ashram, they will be doing sadhana, they will not be eating this, they will not be doing that, they will not be going here, they will not be going there. But the longing remains. Why? No Vedanta is there. No Vedanta is taught also in many ashrams. In the second instance, you have a person who is studying Vedanta. Samyak Darshanam study is there. Second kind of individual, but they have forgotten or they have not put attention on disciplining the sense organs. Then what happens? Indriyani haranti. The sense organs take away what? Manaha. By force, they hijack the mind, they hijack everything and take this person away from Vedanta. Why? Because discipline is lacking. How do they take away? Prasabham. Prasabham means forcefully. You are under arrest, they tell the ahankara. Who? The sense organs put handcuffs on the ahankara. Ahankara has hands? Yes, now it does for this example. So they put handcuffs on the ahankara and capture it. And then the sense organs say, we are there. What about Vedanta? Vedanta, Shmedanta, nothing. We are going to proliferate. We are going to do exactly as we like. Why? Because the person thought Vedanta is enough. I don't have to do any sadhana. I don't have to do any kind of a auxiliary sadhana. Shravanam is the mukhya sadhana for Atmajnanam, correct. But I have to prepare for this Shravanam. The preparatory sadhana has been given up and I am continuing to indulge in all kinds of things and think that Vedanta is going to make me all right. Will it do that? No. So you see the two kinds of individuals, how beautifully it is this thing. Two archetypes, two ideal types of individuals. The first one is an epitome of mental discipline. The second one is a ideal Vedanta student but with no discipline. The first one has mental discipline, no Vedanta, and what is the result? Back into the ditch of sense objects. And the second one has Vedanta but no discipline. That person, he or she also is in the same situation. Same situation, both of them. So, Indriyani Pramathini. Pramathini means they keep making mistakes. Haranti, they take away the mind along with the sense organs. Bhashya, Yatataha prayatnam kurvataha, for the person who is making an effort. Api. Api means even though he, yasmat, by kaunteya, purushasya vipaschitaha. Vipaschit here is not jnani, medhavinaha, the one who has viveka, medha. Api iti vyavahitena sambandhaha. Where should the api go? Api should go to vipaschitaha. Yatato hyapi kaun, the api is hidden with he, hyapi. Yatataha purushasya, he kaunteya, yatataha purushasya vipaschitaha api Indriyani pramathini prasabham manaha haranti. That is the textual form, Anvaya. So the api, he helps us out grammatically, even though it is not Acharya's duty here to teach us grammar, but out of compassion he says, otherwise, api in the beginning makes no sense. What api? Also? Can you begin a sentence with also? No. The api should go with vipaschita, but since it is in verse form, we have some poetic license. And then, Indriyani pramathini Pramathana Shalani, Pramathana Shilani, Math to churn, pra plus math to churn, agitate, disturb forcefully. Pramathana Shilani, Pramathini means those that are capable of causing this churning in the form of longing. Vishayabhimukham hi purusham. So the Purusha here, the individual, Purusha doesn't mean man, here it means individual. So the individual, the person is studying Vedanta while not withdrawing from the Vishayas. Vishayabhimukha, so like Kakadrishti. Kakadrishti means what? One eyeball is facing towards the Vishaya, another eyeball is studying Bhagavad Gita. This is how the person is. One foot in each boat. One boat is headed towards Shreyas, the other boat is where? Headed towards Preyas. And Shreyas and Preyas, they are parallel paths, correct? Yes? No. Yeah. Duramete viparite vishuchi. Vidyaya avidya iti jnata vidya bhipsinam nachiketasam manye natva kamaha bahavo alolupantaha. Nachiketa is told duram ete, they are very far from each other, not only far, viparite. Viparite means totally opposed to one another, meaning by the same person the two cannot be followed at the same time. Vishuchi, Vishuchya, it should be paths. Vishuchi means path. These paths are divergent from one another. What? Shreyas, Moksha, Preyas, everything, pray for us. Everything else. Shreyas and Preyas, they go like this. They are not parallel paths leading to the same destination. They are not convergent paths leading to one path ultimately. They are what? Divergent and opposed to one another, meaning ekena purushena yugapat ananushtiyamanaha. So meaning by one person at the same time both the paths cannot be followed. So if you put one foot in Shreyas boat, one foot in Preyas boat, what will happen? You will hear a big splash. Yeah. Instead of being saved from the ocean of samsara by understanding it to be an ocean, and what do we have? Glub, glub, glub. This is what happens. You will fall. At some point you will lose your balance and fall. And so here the two paths are not convergent, they are not even parallel, nor they are convergent. So Pramatha, one path is what? Pramatha Shilani. So Pramatha Shilani means they cause urgent and deep, profound disturbance. Why? Because the person is Vishayabhimukha, facing the Vishaya all the time. Vikshobhayanti. Vikshobha. Kshobha is the, Vikshobha means distract, disturb them. Disturb the person. Akuli kurvanti, make them agitated. Oh my God, when is this going to happen? When am I going to get this? Like this, akuli kurvanti. Then akuli kurvanti, which pratyaya? Which suffix? 2 times it has been taught. Huh? Chvi. Yes. Yeah, after I said, yes. So, Arthaspuranam takes place. This is the third time we are teaching it, okay? And what is this Chvi Pratyaya? What is this Chvi suffix famous for? That which is not that is made to be that. So, Manaha Akuli Kurvataha means the mind is not Akula, not Vyakula, not agitated, but the unagitated mind, what do? Make it agitated. Akuli Kurvanti. Chvi Pratyaya, and then Akuli Kritasya Haranti Prasabham Prasahyam Prakasham. Prasahyam means forcibly. Forcibly. Akuli Kritasya, once the person is agitated badly and is not able to come to an equilibrium within oneself, then Prasahya means with great force they drag, the mind is dragged towards the sensory objects. Then what happens? Prakasham eva pashyatah viveka vijnana yuktam manaha. So then, in spite of the discrimination, viveka is there, vijnanam is there, the learning is there. Still the person what? Succumbs to the sense objects, sense organs, succumbs to them, and then even though he or she keeps on saying, no, this is not a good idea, still they succumb. This is where one has to be very, very vigilant. As a Vedanta student, vigilant. Don't think that Tattvamasi will take care of everything. Why? Because for Shvetaketu it took care of everything. Shvetaketu in chapter 6 had to attend only 9 classes. 9-day course. Or if we are having 2 days, then 2 classes each day, then it's a 4.5-day camp. That's it. So one can say, if it worked for Shvetaketu, it will also work for me. We have to see how prepared the mind of the likes of Shvetaketu, Nachiketa, Maitreyi, all these people are. If we also have that kind of preparation, then 4.5-day camp is enough. Otherwise, even 4.5 years is not enough. Okay? So therefore, here that preparation is highlighted, and then we have a very nice section. The next 2-3 verses are going to talk about what will happen if we don't prioritize both Vedanta and the way of life called Karma Yoga, which keeps us away from all this nonsensical attachment to sense organs, sense objects, etc. What will happen? The downward spiral of the wannabe Vedantin and the wannabe Jnani is given very interesting. We'll look at it tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Shanti Shanti Shanti.